Hello, my name is Julian Rodriguez. I tell you about the corn legend. The legend began among the Chibcha Indians, a native tribe who lived in the center of Colombia many years ago. Before our ancestors hadn't learned to farm or tame animals, their existence was a simple one. They lived in the straw houses or chozas and covered their bodies with animal skins. They ate fruits and vegetables, fished or hunting using rudimentary weapons like arrows or stone knives. The head of one of those families was Piraca, and he lived undisturbed with his wife and two small children, a girl and a boy. The mountain and the transparent rivers of the countryside were rich in gold, and the children competed among themselves, looking for the gold beads. The gods turned their backs on the Chibcha tribe, and the rain escaped to the ocean. Riding on back of the wind, the air became so dry that the tree couldn't bear any fruits, and the wild beasts came over the grassland, killing the small animals in their desperate search for the food. Until, finally, one day, Piraca's family had nothing to eat or something to cover their bodies, and even the soft, colorful vegetal fibers the mother used to have baskets and hats were difficult to find. Indian children were told not to cry. For example, they never complained regardless of hunger torment. However, brothers and sisters began to look like wilted flowers until they didn't have any energy to play in the forest or swim in the nearby lagoon. When Piraca saw his children with hungry, he begged to the gods for food. In this moment arrived an old man with a long white hair and beard. He was Bochica, a wise man. Bochica taught them to sow, cultivate and harvest different cereals, fruits and vegetables. Finally, he showed them the corn, the most important Chibcha's food. Other things very important was the rules and laws. The next story is Tomagata, the evil Saki. A long time ago was a evil Saki. I had a long tail, his head is the shape of the cone was crowned always with feathers. He had 4 ears for hearing all the people said about him. It was so tall and fat. He was small and only one red eye. He could look everything and could spy all. He was listening to more noise of which they could perceive the others. He was helped by other minor diabolical gods. The people was forced to obey him for dread, and the aborigines were not look his face scared of fighting Tomagata Red Eye. The birds did not return to sing, but especially he had threatened them with a few white men who would come in the sunshine. The people said when Tomagata wanted to marry he could not, because he lost his virility, because it Tomagata did not have a children. The Tomagata terror reigned. Nobody was speaking for fear. The people were trying not to have it anger, in order that he not transforming them in a snake or lizard. The next story is the Bachue's legend. The gardener Bachue lived at the Huaque lagoon with a 3 years old child. They lowered the mountain, where later the people found the Huaque town. The goodness and child constructed a hut which turned into the first housing of the Muiscas in Boyacá. When the child grew, Bachue married him. It was a first Chicha marriage. This union was so important and she became a prolific and fecund woman, who always had like 4 and 6 children. This way the land was filled with people. Bachue and her husband were traveling throughout, having children in all of them. When already they were old, they called their descendants and went up to Iguaque Lagoon. There Bachue did a final conversation about the peace, after which they said goodbye. and turned into big snakes and went into the lagoon, which since they turned into the Chibcha sanctuary. This one is the birth of the Chibchas people.